The 2024 Formula One season roared into life with Ferrari's scarlet machines blazing through the tracks. Charles Leclerc clinched a podium finish and a commendable P4, igniting the season with a promise of high-octane drama. Yet, the fiery rivalry between the Ferrari drivers shows no signs of cooling down. As the Prancing Horse emerged as the runner-up team, Carlos Sainz displayed formidable pace, shadowing Sergio Perez by a mere 2 seconds. It's evident that Sainz has his eyes on the prize, setting a clear goal to outshine and perhaps redefine his role within the team. The Bahrain Grand Prix was a spectacle of skill and strategy for Ferrari. Despite Leclerc's struggles with front lockups at turns 1 and 10, which saw him concede positions to George Russell and Sainz, he proved to be a force to reckon with on the evolving track. Yet, it was Sainz who stole the spotlight, boldly overtaking his teammate not once, but twice, showcasing his determination to lead rather than follow. In the thrilling early laps, as Russell overtook Leclerc, the top drivers were separated by just a second's breath, creating a battlefield of speed and precision. Sainz, undeterred by team strategies, declared his superior pace and proved it by being the last man standing in a pack led by Russell, Leclerc, and Perez, only outpaced by the formidable Red Bull. Sainz's audacious moves past his teammate and the swift Mercedes are more than just race tactics. They're a declaration of ambition. With a coveted seat potentially up for grabs at the Brackley-based team for the 2025 season. And if Toto Wolff deems it premature for Antonelli and Alonso to switch to the Silver Arrows, Sainz could very well be showcasing his prowess to Ferrari, hinting that any issues at Maranello are not of his making. As the Formula One circus pitched its tent for the 2024 season, the opening act in Bahrain left us with more questions than answers. It's a long season, and while it's premature to draw definitive conclusions, the winds of change are unmistakable at Ferrari. Carlos Sainz has adopted a lone wolf approach, signaling a shift in dynamics within the Scuderia. The podium celebrations were notably muted, sparking speculation that the team's affections might lean more towards Charles Leclerc this season. This perceived preference only fuels Sainz's fire to carve his own path to glory. Leclerc, the Monegasque maestro, was the first to dive into the pits in a strategic undercut attempt. Yet this move didn't significantly shuffle the pack. When comparing lap times, Sainz consistently outpaced Leclerc by a notable 0.4 of a second. Although Leclerc's brake woes may have held him back, his P4 finish was a testament to his skill, especially after overtaking George Russell, whose engine troubles and power unit detuning played into Ferrari's hands. The tussle for supremacy is palpable, and Sainz's refusal to play second fiddle is clear. His contract-free horizon for 2025 means he's racing for his future, unshackled by team politics. His overtakes speak volumes, especially against the backdrop of last year's Monza scuffle, suggesting that Sainz's assertive streak will be a season-long narrative. While some may argue that the Ferrari was tailor-made for Leclerc, Sainz's performance, starting 2 places behind at P4, tips the scales in his favor. Though he couldn't quite reel in Perez for P2, his proximity to the front suggests a promising season ahead. If Sainz can maintain this momentum, akin to Lewis Hamilton's last season, he might just steer himself into a fiercely competitive seat, leaving Sauber and Audi in his rearview mirror. The Bahrain Grand Prix unfurled a tapestry of intrigue for Ferrari, with the team facing a conundrum: how to balance the scales between its 2 titans, Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz. This dilemma mirrors the one at Mercedes, yet with Lewis Hamilton secured for 2025, the internal Ferrari fray promises to be even more intense. Sainz, once seen as the second fiddle, has shattered that image with his preseason performance, signaling a seismic shift in the team's hierarchy. Post-race, he confidently addressed the press, his words painting the picture of a driver reborn in the desert heat. "I felt really good out there," he declared. "After a shaky start, I found my rhythm, managed my tires, and carved my way to the podium. Keeping pace with the Red Bull was an unexpected delight. But it's not just about one race. Sainz's statements in Bahrain were bold proclamations of his newfound speed and prowess, surprising many as he outperformed expectations from a P4 start. His performance raises eyebrows at Brackley, where they must be pondering his potential in a car that rivals their own. Meanwhile, Fernando Alonso and Aston Martin's lackluster start, finishing P9 and P10, casts a shadow over their season. Should this tempo persist, Alonso's discontent may grow, potentially setting his sights on Mercedes. This scenario could spur Sainz to even greater heights, his overtaking flair and competitive edge already sending ripples through the paddock. In the chess game of Formula One, Sainz has made his move, signaling his refusal to be sidelined or overshadowed. With the stakes higher than ever, he's not just racing against the pack, he's racing for his future, and the message is clear: underestimate Carlos Sainz at your peril. The Bahrain Grand Prix was a tale of strategy and endurance. Carlos Sainz, armed with the hard compound tires, couldn't quite unleash the full fury of his SF24 to chase down Sergio Perez. Yet, his P4 start and the conquest of two key rivals laid the foundation for a season brimming with potential. The camaraderie between Sainz and Charles Leclerc was put to the test as team principal Frédéric Vasseur made the tough call, favoring the allure of Lewis Hamilton over the steadfast Spaniard. Despite this, Sainz's resolve remained unshaken, his drive undimmed by the specter of Red Bull's dominance. The tango between Perez and Sainz, a mere 3 seconds apart, hinted at a brewing storm, one that could shake the very core of Ferrari's strategy as the season progresses. As the dust settled on the track, fans were left yearning for more, their appetites whetted by the promise of evolution. The launch spec car is but a chrysalis, poised to transform with data-driven tweaks and bold upgrades. While Red Bull pursues the enigmatic zero-pod design, Ferrari's faith in Sainz could be their ace in the hole, unless Vasseur plays a different hand to elevate Leclerc, potentially igniting a fiery response from the smooth operator. With the stage set for a season of seismic shifts, one question lingers in the air. Will Sainz's tenacity and talent compel Ferrari to rue their decision? And as the paddock whispers of contracts and commitments, which team will secure the signature of a driver whose very presence commands attention? The plot thickens, and only time will tell if Sainz will steer his narrative towards triumph or if he will chart a new course without E. Share your thoughts and predictions in the comments below.